Did you just see what I just saw? Oh my god. My mind is still blown. What a dooski, guys. It's Fail34 here with my Walking Dead Season 6 Episode 9 review of No Way. I'm gonna go out here and just say this straight off the bat, guys. This may have been the best episode of The Walking Dead, not this season, but ever. I'm still in shock about how phenomenal this episode was. Like, actually, not only was there so much emotional depth to this episode and seamless fluidity throughout of it, it was just so good. I mean, there were so many repercussions and stakes, and the atmosphere of the episode was just so high octane, it was ridiculous. And of course, guys, this episode continues off right where the last one did, with Alexander being run over by walkers. And of course, we have Abraham, Sasha, and Daryl. They're off on a run and they get interrupted by Negan's thugs. This story continues right where it left off, and we just pretty much see the complications that ensued. When I say this might be the best episode ever, I literally mean it. There were various points where I was screaming for more than I should have. Right from the beginning of the episode, being introduced to Negan's men and getting to hear their characters being developed and the way they speak and their mannerisms just was so interesting. I don't know about you guys, but like the guy in the beginning of the scene talking to Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham, it was hilarious. Like, if that is any kind of teaser as to what Negan and this whole community is gonna be like, god damn, we are in for a really good back half of the season. He mentioned carpooling, he called Abraham a ginger, it was just, And of course that didn't last for too long as they got their ass blown up. On a side note though, this actually is a very important part of the story going into the next half of the season. I'm gonna make a separate video talking about it and how Negan's gonna react to his men being blown up by an RPG. New video coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. We also saw some really high stakes in this episode alongside some amazing dialogue. Some of these really impactful scenes were with Enid and Glenn, and also Denise and the Wolf. Enid and Glenn, their scenes were pretty impactful. We could see like Enid is like looking at these Bible verses. Like, while everything is going on, there's like 1,000 walkers outside and she's busy reading like, this is the work has done no death. I was like, shut up, there's no time for emotional speeches, get out and go. Those are some really great dialogue between the two characters, but in all seriousness, so there was a really impactful scene between the two, and of course, she got the Holy Bible Glock hitting the zombies with the Holy Ghost. Wolf had some really great dialogue too. We gotta see his character development. This guy like saved Denise's character since we saw a quick redemption of the guy. I could see where they're going with the character, and he almost was likable in a sense, like, you know, apart from saving her and everything. When he's talking to Denise right before they go for the run, he's just kind of like, maybe I'll keep you here for some company. I really started to like the character, but of course The Walking Dead, it didn't last all that long. What was great is we got to see exactly what Morgan was trying to do in changing the character. We finally got to see that ultimately before he was mowed down by Carol. Carol should have listened to Morgan. He was right all along, and now she has to learn the hard way. That's definitely gonna haunt her in the next coming episodes. I'm trying to think of some bad stuff, but like there really wasn't. I think that was kind of like just talking about the episode in general. Now I'm just gonna get into like the really mind-blowing craziness of this episode. That initial scene that really just started the episode when they're all walking out with their hands, and then Sam starts bugging. Oh, he starts tripping out. That's when I knew we were in for something special, guys. That's when I knew. We get the pathetic fallacy, we get all the darkness, we get the ambient noise in the background. We start getting these trippy flashbacks, and my gosh, was that scene everything I asked for. This was everything straight out from the comics, like panel for panel. I could not believe it. And of course, what we see ultimately what happens with Jesse and Sam, and then we see like Rick start having these like crying, like so he could the feels. And then we just see, you know, the red flashbacks and everything. He ultimately has to just 1-2 cut it off. Man, oh my gosh, so good. And then guys, we get to some of the most graphic things we've ever seen on The Walking Dead. I bet Carl didn't see this coming. I want you to look at this, and then I want you to go back and watch the shot from the show. Identical. Everything after this point of the show literally just kept going and going and going. Oh my gosh, Rick starts to freak the fuck out. As everyone's coming back in to save Carl, they ask her like, Denise, like, is he bit? And then the zoom in shot, and then Denise is just like, nope. So epic. Probably one of the best shots like in this episode was when Rick just realizes, like, after everything is going around in his world, and then he realizes like his anger and frustration, he focuses it on the zombies, and then he grabs his axe, and then it kind of does like a low angle pan to the door, and then him grabbing it and walking out. Oh my god, it was one of the best things I've ever seen. It was perfection. Perfection! I don't even know what else to say. Then we just see Rick just freaking getting like 20 nukes and then just RKOing zombies and shit. I can't. Glenn almost dies. Like, I don't even know. They really blew the water this episode. I can't complain. In the end, guys, this episode was phenomenal. It ended off on an epic monologue straight from the comic books too. Oh my god, guys, it was amazing. Basically, Rick just, you know, continues on Deanna's speech from the previous episode before, of course, she died. And Carl just moves his hand and he survives. And it was so beautifully how they crafted that last shot where we see just the aftermath of what happened, of course, and we just see everyone in their position in Alexandria. We see all the people fighting are just outside, tired. Then we go into the more important characters and we see Michonne holding Judith. We see Daryl getting stitched up, and then we don't see Rick, obviously, and Carl, and he's just in bed there with his son, and that's all he cares about. So emotional and freaking amazing. Guys, The Walking Dead, episode 9, No Way Out, perfection. Like perfection, guys. I loved every second of this episode. Whether doing fan service to people who read the comic books or just making some beautifully crafted scenes, man, this episode was just amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and give this episode, I don't think I've ever said this on my YouTube career, but a 10 out of 10. Guys, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section below. I'm really interested to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you've not already, guys. I do a lot of other videos, but I really did focus this channel on The Walking Dead initially, so if you guys subscribe and you're new here, check out more videos. I'm gonna be doing a predictions video and then one topic video, just talking about some other stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Peace.